Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Wednesday night edition of Inside the Headset. Going to roll down to Alabama over in the Guntersville area. Go talk to the head coach of the Albertville Aggies, head coach Bert Browne. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. We missed you last Friday night or last
Yeah.
Wednesday. I know you had a lot going on, and some things have happened at Albertville that nobody wishes for. But I'll go ahead and say it. I'm a media guy that. On Labor Day, you did lose a football player in a tragic death and in a car accident, automobile accident, as he was on his way to
Yeah.
practice, and then that
Yeah.
left you with some some things that coach wants to go through or nobody wants to go through. Anytime you lose a friend or and a teammate
Yeah.
and a student and all those things wrapped up into one, and then you try to pull everything together for a Friday night. You've been through a lot in the last 10 days, hadn't you, Coach?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, we lost JJ. He was coming to practice. We practiced Monday morning at 7:30, and he was on his way to practice, and ran off the road, and I think he tried to overcorrect it and lift his vehicle. And just a great kid, and our kids. I found out about it. Our kids were already there, so the corner came and told me because he knew that we were having practice, and so I had to go in and tell the kids, and it was a tough. That's the toughest thing I've ever done, and
Oh God,
tell a bunch of
Coach.
high school kids.
Yeah, I mean they don't.
Yeah,
I mean you don't go to coaching clinic or they don't teach you that in
no,
college or there's the Bible's the only manual you got
uh huh,
in your hand
yeah,
to go through
yeah,
something like that. But there is no manual
yeah.
to tell somebody that we've lost
No,
an
no,
individual.
no. And then the toughest thing was going and seeing his mama later on in the day, and just, or she was just, it was awful. And I didn't sleep much last week and this week really, and because you wake up thinking about the young man and you think about his mama and her pain, and but our kids, of course we canceled practice Monday, and they came back. We had about half the practice that we would on a regular Tuesday, and then kind of got back to normal Wednesday and Thursday, and then we really played. We were so young. I looked up at one point, and we got two safeties that are freshmen playing, and we played a really good Florence team who had played some tough competition before us, 28-6, with an eighth grade quarterback. So, you know, um, but we're getting better every week, and it was tough. Our kids, of course, they persevered, and they're teenagers um, are pretty tough. I think I don't think we give them enough credit for how tough they are, and so our guys are. They lost a great friend and just a big old good natured kid, teammate, but they persevered through it, and we've had. I think yesterday was not a very good practice. Today was a good practice. I think mentally for our kids, they bounce back and forth, and so we're moving on, and we're not going to forget JJ. There's no way you can, but like I told the kids, I mean, tough things happen in your life, and you got to keep living. So
Yeah,
that's what
and
we're
then
doing.
yeah, and nobody writes the manual for any of us that go through life. Whether
Mm.
we lose a mother or a father or a brother or a sister or a child of our own or anything like that, it's one of those things that only one man knows what's going on, and that's the reason why he pulls. He decides that play is what I'm going to run right now, and. And a lot of times that's done to divert somebody else, and it's
Yeah,
hard to explain, but it actually gives energy and and direction and forthright to somebody else or to a different group of
Yeah.
people. You don't know,
Yeah.
but it's a trigger
Yeah.
that he has, and he's in control, and
That's right.
it's so hard to explain, because here I am at 56 years old, and I've already been through high school, been through college, and I'm still enjoying my life. But I mean, I don't have any idea. I could crawl up on the press box Friday night in the Rockville Riverdale game and fall over. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not driving the boat, and that's one of the things that we can't explain. You know, in this world. I mean, how many people have you heard about that? You know, she was a girl that went to or a boy that went to church and did everything right and donated money and was a
Yeah.
caregiver, and then all of a sudden they die of a heart attack or something, or they catch a
Yeah.
disease or
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
Uh-huh.
Those things we can't just. There's no way to explain it, Coach. It's the
Yeah.
way it.
They're it, and then yeah, and for teenagers it's tough, but our guys have really persevered and try to refocus and that kind of deal. You know.
Well, when you looked at the Florence game and you had to go play it, and after you got into it, did you feel like it was good medicine, just as far as just to get out there
Oh yeah.
and cheer
Yeah.
on your team and do the best you possibly can?
Yeah. Right. It was. The kids responded, and we turned the ball over. We got an eighth grader playing quarterback, and he throws a pick early in the game, and it puts them in a good position on the 20 and going in. So they scored, and then he threw, I think, 4 picks on the evening. Now the first pick he threw was not his fault. His receiver ran his route at the wrong depth, and so he threw 2 interceptions that really weren't his fault. But he's learning, and boy, I tell you, we played great in the second half, and I think we were losing 21-0 at the half, and ended up losing 28-6. So we played them 7-6 in the second half. Which, if you saw their team on their sideline and our team on our sideline comparable, you would say, man, that should have been a lot worse. But our kids played their tails off.
Well, it puts you in a situation where you're at game 4, and Coach, I got to tell you, you're going to travel a little bit uphill on Friday night. You catch a Sparkman that's 3-0. It's going to be a home game, but really going to have to buckle down hard to take on this Sparkman team that's 3-0.
Yeah, they got speed. I think last year they were maybe the top 3 scoring teams in the state of Alabama. They've kind of picked up from where they left off last year. I think they've scored 55, 65, and then last week they played a tough Austin team, and I think they beat them 21-18. So the problem with us is, we got 8 teams in our region. Top 4 go to the playoffs. Well, we're playing the 3 best teams right out of the gate in our region.
Oh,
Which I
gosh.
told the kids, we just got to get better every week. And hopefully here down the stretch we're going to play people a little more like us, and so we just got to get better week to week and day to day.
Well, and maybe you're right. Maybe all this a little bit of roughing up and the adversity you're going to go through, like you said, you're going to be strong those last 4 or 5 games down the backside of the schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll help us if we've got to keep them together mentally, because they haven't won a lot of games here, and so you don't want them to think, oh, here we go again,
Right.
So we really have to do a good job about letting them know, there's hope at the end of the tunnel. There's light out there. We just got to keep fighting and doing things, So we're that's one thing I talked to our coach staff about on Sunday is our kids have got to see hope,
Yeah, but the best part about it is you still got your quarterback and your 3. You've played 3 games, and so you're still living, and he's getting better. And like you said, you're starting to see, and maybe some of the fans in the stands don't see that you're getting better, but you're seeing it. You're seeing it, and
Yeah.
the steps your
Yeah.
team has taken and taken away.
Yeah, well, our fans see it. I constantly get people talking to me and people in our community texting me, and I'm over right now. I'm over at our mayor's house, and we've got a gathering going on over here, and a lot of positive feedback here.
Well, you tell the mayor of that I'm behind him all the way, and we will get down there to do a game at Albertville. We're going to plan on it next year, and but Coach, good luck Friday night against Sparkman, and hold the glue together, and just keep playing football, because that's what we know to do.
Man, I appreciate it, Stork. Thank you so much, and again, man, thank you for what you do for high school athletics. This is a great thing you do. Keep doing it.
All righty, Coach, and good luck, and tell all the people to play hard and have fun. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Stork.
See you, bye.